Okay, if you're getting this recording or this link for YouTube video, it's because I've now put questions into your Kia account. And what I'm going to be doing is showing you how you can go about making questions that are going to be tied to the objectives. Now, one thing to remember about Kia is you've got to do a little bit of work in order to get it set up so that you can easily make tests. And what we'll be doing is actually creating a way that we can put questions from your item bank in each different objective. Okay, so I've got Brenda Dean's account up, and what I'm going to do is go to her question bank, which is going to be sort of over here on my profile on the left hand side. So I click my question bank, and if you notice, I've got two different sets of questions in for her with labels. I have ECE 1 and Parenting. Brenda teaches Early Childhood Education 1 and Parenting this semester. Now, if I go into Parenting and click on the link, what I'll see is all of Brenda's questions for that curriculum in one place. So if you'll notice, it's labeled with Parenting. So right now, all of the questions for the curriculum are bundled into one place called Parenting. So what we want to do is actually pull those questions out objective by objective. So I'm thinking that the easiest way to accomplish this is going to be an easy way for you to make your tests at the same time, and then we can go back and label them by objective. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to quizzes, and we're going to open up quizzes, and it says create new quiz, but we're going to be using advanced. So I'm using my advanced here. All right, and then I'm going to click create new quiz. And for Brenda, what we're going to do is we're going to do parenting objective 1.01. Okay, so I'm going to go with parenting objective 1.01, and so that's what I've named it. I'm not going to worry about a description at this point, and it says there are 0 questions in this quiz, so we want to add questions to it. So I'm going to drop down the insert menu, and I've got several options, but what we're going to do is we're going to choose one or more specific questions from the item bank. Okay. Now, it's going to pull up another menu for us, and we're going to be looking for not keywords, but label. So the label that we're going to be looking for Brenda is going to be parenting. Okay? So for whatever class you're working with, that's what you're going to be looking for. And then I'm going to click search. All right, so now if you'll notice, all of the questions have pretty much popped up, and what you'll need to remember is these should be in order by objective. But I have to figure out which questions are which, okay? So I'm going to pull up Brenda's question item bank that I pulled from, and I'm going to find question number 1 and see where we are at. Okay, so here's question number 1, and if I look over here on the far right side, I see that that is going to be 1.01, sort of like I thought. So question number 1, question number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and all the way down to question number 20. So she has 20 for her first 1.01. Okay, so I'm going to go back in to my question search, and I'm going to do 1 through 20. $9, $10, $11, $12, and $13, $14, $15, $16, $17, $18, $19, and $20. Okay, so now I've got 1 through 20. Now, for some of you, you will not have the numbers. I've made several mistakes as I've been putting these questions in. I thought it looked cleaner to put the numbers, but then after I started taking them out, realized that I should have left them in so it would be easier to find. So some of you may actually have to read the questions, maybe put it on the same screen so that you can figure out which questions are for each objective. But anyway, I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom, and I'm going to add selected questions to quiz. Okay, and when I do that, I'm going to come back over, and now I look, and all of those questions are going to be added to my quiz. Okay, now as you're creating tests, there's a few things that I need for you to do while you're doing that. You can randomize the order of the questions so that it comes up number 5, 4, 7, whatever as you go. You can randomize if you want to, that's fine. Languages other than English, I never use case sensitivity, I never use HTML, LaTeX, I never use. You can leave it marked on this quiz, include a link to my profile, that way your students can go to their profile if they need to. And then I'm going to click Done. And from there, you'll see that I have the actual quiz name, okay? Now, we're not quite done yet. We have some other things that we're wanting to do, but there's global settings. Are we going to enable the test? Which basically means, can a student actually take the test right now? If it's yes, they can. If it's no, they cannot. You can require a login. So when you make classes, only those quizzes that are assigned to each class can the students take. I would recommend that, but it's not necessary. The presentation style, I was never a big fan of show all questions. I like show one question at a time. It's very similar to what we had with ThinkGate, where you can actually, go each time and see, or each screen has a different questions. Where it says names are optional, I would require student names. Feedback. Okay, feedback is different based on what you want for the student to receive. They can either get the score, summary, and answers. So, as they take the quiz, they see what the answer should have been. They can see the score and summary, so they can see what the answers are at the end, and they can see what the score is. They can see the score only, or they can see no feedback. Depending on what I was using it for, I may use any of those. I typically don't use no feedback, but if it's a summative test that I'm giving for a chapter, I would do score only, and that way they don't know what they missed. But anyway, attempts. You can allow them to attempt it as many as they want, or up to 10, so it's up to you. Whenever you create a grade book, you can say you want the last attempt, the first attempt, the best attempt. You can limit the time that they have to actually take the test. If you limit the time on the test, you can never go back and take that time off. I found that out while I was working on it. Allow access, you can give the days that you want to take it, but this is vital. Of all these things, if you change nothing, you must put a secret word in, because by DPI requirements, we have to have password protection for all tests that we have inside of any online source. So I'm going to make up a secret word. You can use the same one for each one. You can change the word, whatever. The last thing that I want you to do, I want you to hide the tools box, and I want you to disable the copy and paste and printing for most web browsers. That way kids can't print them out, and also if they were to start their own Kia account, they can't copy your test. So that's going to keep them from doing those things. Okay, so I'm going to click Done. And now, if you'll notice, I have my first Parenting Objective 1.01 test that I can actually give to my students. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to now label those Parenting 101, and I'll show you in a second why I want to do that. I'm going to go back to my question bank once again, and then if you'll notice, I have quizzes, and Parenting Objective 1.01 is in my quiz bank now. So I'm going to click on Parenting Objective 1.01, and a couple of things that you'll notice that are different. I've got labeled parenting, and now I've got it linked to my Parenting 1.01 quiz. But we know that all these questions are from Objective 1.01, so what we want to do is label them 1.01. Okay, so I'm going to click on Actions, and new label. Okay, it's going to pop up and ask me what the new label is, and it's going to be Parenting 1.01. Okay, you can put Objective 1.01. You can make it any way that it's going to make it easier for you. When I use Kia, I just put in, the name of the class and then the objective. Then I'm going to click OK. All right. So now I have a new label. I'm going to label each of these. So I'm going to click Select All. So if you'll look, all of my questions are selected. And I'm going to go into Actions once again, and then go down to Apply Label, Parenting 1.01. Okay, so now if you'll look, I have labels as Parenting and Parenting 1.01. So if I go over here to Parenting 1.01, those same questions show up in Parenting 101. Now, let me show you why that's going to be key. If I go over to my quizzes once again, and I go to create a new quiz, and I'm just going to call this test quiz. Okay, so now I'm going to go to insert. So I'm going to click insert, and I'm going to say one or more randomly selected questions from the question bank. Okay, and when that pops up, I can say that I want 10 random questions with all of the labels that are following. So if I want Parenting 101, what it's going to do when I create this test is it's going to give kids 10 random questions of the 20 that I originally marked as 1.01. So if they take the test a second time and there's only 10 questions, they're going to see a random selection the first time and a random selection the second time. So, it's just in my opinion, a better way to have it set up. And I would do this for every question. What you'll have to do is for 1.02, make a test of all the questions, find them, then go back and label them. So if you'll do this same thing for each of your questions, a little bit of time now will save you much, much time in the future. So this is kind of the first little thing that I'm going to get you guys to do for me so that you can get your account set up. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, call me. I'll do whatever I can to help you. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.